All right, Patrick, what is your role as program director at Safe and Sound Treatment, and what does your day-to-day look like?
Well, it's kind of a loaded question. I think we would all like to think that treatment runs really smoothly, like a well-oiled machine, but that's not necessarily the case all the time. So, I could have a game plan to come in each day to do something, and it's usually, um, something else when I get there. To be honest with you, the main goal is to just, get the program um, back to that well-oiled machine where everybody is, happy and feeling good about what they're doing here.
Wonderful. All right, can you describe the overall treatment philosophy at Safe and Sound Treatment and how it aligns with the center's mission?
I would say it's a combination of obviously abstinence, but more or less like connectivity, staying connected. We do have this family-like atmosphere. We do a Sunday dinner with all the clients and staff and everything, which is kind of a nice feel for a lot of the clients that may not have that kind of family type of vibe. But the whole point is to let them feel connected so that we all can kind of meet those treatment goals that everybody's here to do, which, like I said in the beginning, is first of all abstinence and trying to live a life that they want.
Awesome. All right, how do you ensure that your team is consistently providing high-quality care to clients?
Well, first, I don't think we bring staff members on that we don't trust that would be a good fit to the team in general. Um, so there's that right out the gate, first of all. And then secondly, things change on a regular basis here, week to week, with clients and clients' needs and stuff like that. And so we have a clinical staff meeting that we do every week, and we kind of go down the roster and see where everybody's at. Are they on track with their treatment plan? What issues do we have? How can we have solutions to this, et cetera, et cetera. So um, honestly, it's just something that being a case to case situation with each person, um, we all work very closely as a staff to meet all those objectives.
Hmm. How do you track and measure the effectiveness of the treatment programs offered at Safe and Sound Treatment?
Well, I mean, on paper and documentation, week to week, we do certain measurable assessments for depression and anxiety and stuff like that. I mean, we have like PHQ-9s and GAD-7 assessments that the case managers do regularly. So technically, we can have measurable results there. But to be honest with you, like when we see these people every single day, day in, day out for weeks, like, and I know it's kind of cliche to say this, but like, you really do see the light turn on in some of these people that really want to do the deal, and you can just see the change in them. So, I mean, like I said, on paper, there's assessment things for measurable results, but like ultimately, um, we're close enough in observation with these clients to see like actual changes in them, and it's really refreshing to see actually when you see people really doing the deal.
Hmm, absolutely. All right, what evidence-based treatment modalities does your program use?
I mean, there's a mixture of them, but I would say like primarily like we're a 12-step modality. It's not mandatory, but it is one of the evidence-based approaches we take. The 12-step modality, along with like different forms of like DBT and CBT, but like cognitive behavioral therapy is one that I think is really one of the most effective evidence-based treatments that we use. And I think that it's like if it's not broke, don't fix. Don't try to fix something that's not broken. So I guess I would say CBT, and 12-step modality.
Awesome. How do you integrate holistic or alternative treatment options with traditional methods like CBT, DBT, and group therapy?
Well, I think just like anything in like the whole recovery world, everything in moderation, right? So we tend to add sound bath groups, we add meditation groups, we have different type of spiritual healers come in and share about their theories and practices. It's just that I think if you mix them into the weekly schedule, it's a good little mixture of changing things up for the client, so it's not just 12 step, 12 steps, 12 step, or just CBT, whatever. It adds a little bit something different for them, and I feel that a lot of times the clients like that.
All right. What role does family involvement play in your treatment programs? How do you work with families to support clients in the recovery journey?
Well, honestly, like when the clients come to treatment, it's all about them. It's all about them, and we definitely involve family if the client would like to, or if it's a healthy direction for the treatment plan, if it makes sense. A lot of times, some of the clients are here for themselves, and obviously, a lot of times they're here to work on certain relationships, and we're definitely all for it, as long as, like I said, it makes sense. It's in alignment with their treatment plan, and also what we tend to do is we work on the individual for a few weeks first, so that they're in a place to be able to have the, let's say, um, family therapy with mom, dad, or whoever it is. But it's definitely something we do. But like I said, the main focus is the individual themselves that's here,
Hmm.
first and foremost.
Okay. What are the most common challenges you see in managing a diverse group of clients, especially those with co-occurring disorders?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like I said in the beginning, treatment's not a well-oiled machine that just works perfect every single day, and especially when you're dealing with a lot of different personalities, like you said, people with co-occurring disorders, and it's a lot of personalities coming together. So what we try to do, like I said, is the original family type environment that we have here. It's like we really try to help clients not focus on the drama so much, basically, is what happens with different personalities, and to focus on them and their recovery. Now, does that work perfectly every time? Not all the time, but that's what we're here for every single day. We're here every day to work on that stuff. So um, at the end of the day, it's an individualized situation for each person. And I think people that do have co-occurring disorders, they'll have like different treatment plans and different directions and different things to work on. And usually when they actually do the work, it ends up being a nice little environment for everybody all at one time.
All right. How do you ensure your staff receives ongoing training in professional development, especially in newer therapeutic techniques or approaches?
Well, like I said, we do a clinical staff meeting every week, and generally every month we also do we have a program that sends us training of all the upcoming um, information about treatment and about the different types of approaches to take on things. And so all the staff members receive a little, I guess, a training every month, and they do a little test on it, and they get a little certificate that's printed up for them, and we kind of put it in their file. And if anybody has any questions of it, that's where we go at the staff meeting to kind of talk about it as a team, and our therapist will come in also and help like explain some of the newer approaches and stuff like that. Um, I guess that would be the best way to describe our ongoing trainings here.
Yeah. All right. Can you describe the intake assessment process for new clients and how you tailor treatment plans to meet their individual needs?
Yeah, so we have a pretty strong admissions team here. And when I say that, I mean there's people on our admissions team that build a rapport with people days, weeks, months before they come in here. And they build a rapport with the client, they build a rapport with the family members. Our admissions team will be talking to moms and dads, getting background, getting all kinds of information for when the person is ready. There's an entire, um, you know, informative assessment that's going in with the person who's coming in. So we have all this information about, oh, this person has court, or this person has some sort of anger management issues, or the family believes this is going on with them but they don't think this is going on. So if we can get all that information ahead of time, I think our admissions team does a really great job with that, like I said, weeks and sometimes months of rapport with them beforehand. And then when they do come in, we actually have a lot of information to start with. And our clinical team and our admissions team are very close, and we communicate on a regular basis in order to make sure that the treatment plan is on point for what they're coming in for in the first place.
Hmm. How does safe and sound treatment address the unique needs of different populations, such as veterans, first responders, or individuals with traumas history?
Yeah, once again, I think it goes back to our admissions team, and the admissions team will basically kind of like do a their type of background on them and the needs that they have, and they'll be very honest and say like, if we don't have anything for that, then we'll definitely have a lot of referrals for them, if that would be helpful for them. And so I think it starts at the very beginning with the, I don't even want to call it a pre-assessment because it's even prior to the pre-assessment. It's like it's prior to the screening. It's just about like the first contact. That's where they start getting all this information. So when it comes to special needs like that, like let's say, veterans or first responders, we can either tailor make a treatment plan for them, or we can have a strong referral for them for like a veterans program that they would feel more comfortable in.
Perfect. What role does aftercare play in your treatment model, and how do you support clients after they leave your program?
Good question. I think aftercare is super important. It's probably one of the most important aspects in treatment, in my opinion. There is this, so we do have like an alumni meeting that while the clients are here as clients, they go every Wednesday night. We have an alumni meeting that they go to, and we encourage the clients even afterwards to kind of still continue coming to that meeting to stay connected. Like I said, as the original overall philosophy of staying connected. Now, sometimes that's not enough because we're leaving it up to them, and we also have upon discharge, there's kind of a thing they fill out that says, I would like to be contacted either 30, 60, 90, 6 months or whatever down the road. And we have, you know, team members who kind of reach out to each of these clients at that point in time to kind of check in and say like, hey, how you guys doing? We haven't seen you at the meeting. Do you want to come to the meeting? You want to come speak on a panel or anything like that to kind of stay connected. Now, that being said as well, about 1 year ago, I also started a night program, which is a kind of a lower level of care, like just an outpatient program for people that are working in the daytime or people that kind of like graduate the PHP IOP program. I found in the years of working in treatment that there is just a cold cutoff at this like 90-day mark or whatnot with treatment, and people are feeling safe and stuff here, and then all of a sudden they think they're ready for the real world, and then they take a step out of this safety bubble and they just like may not have all the tools they thought they had. So I created this night program so that people can graduate from the PHP IOP program. They can start working, but then 3 days a week they can come to our 1.5 hour group and just kind of check in and just be like, hey, like I'm out here in the real world doing this thing. I didn't know that it was still going to be so stressful out here. I'm glad I have this place to come to. So we also offer this outpatient night program as well, usually for people that are working and people that are kind of on that aftercare plan. And that's always offered to anybody who's trying to figure out what's next for them. Let alone the case managers also go very much into detail about what are you going to do, because we don't feel comfortable with people graduating without having a solid plan before they leave. So there's quite a bit to touch base on with the aftercare plan, but I'm really proud of our night program. It's becoming real popular because a lot of people are finding that it is really helpful for them when they kind of exit to the real world out there.
Wonderful. All right. Can you share a success story where your treatment program made a significant difference in a client's recovery journey?
I mean, there's just so many success stories that like there's not really one that's you know sticking out to me too much, except for the fact that like a success to me is when I see people coming back after a year or 2 years and they want to come speak on a panel. That to me is a success, because something clicked in them here that I thought, they were getting it. And when they left and maybe stayed in contact with us long enough to continue to come back and speak on a panel for all the new people, to me, that's what a real success story is. Now, when it comes to like the idea of success, I mean, we also have, I would say, like eight or nine clients who had come through here. They graduated, they got themselves a year of sobriety, and they still work for us today at this point. And so that to me is also a success, being able to stay connected with us and getting their life back on track, especially when it comes from all the issues that people had coming in, and then now a lot of these people have their kids back. A lot of these people have the dream job they wanted. They have degrees that they never thought they were going to get. They didn't even have a GED before they came in here. So, I mean, I just can't even focus on one success story because I just feel good about multiple that I can kind of think of right now. So that's what I got for that.
Okay. Well, if you have someone that is currently watching this video that is struggling, how can they get in touch with you, and what advice would you give to them?
I believe you can go to our website, safeandsoundtreatment.com, and the advice I would be giving to people is don't be afraid to ask for help. Like that's the main thing that anybody's having an issue with, because for males it's a pride thing. It's like, oh, we don't need help, we got this kind of thing. And I understand there's cultural issues with other people and stuff that it looks like weak to ask for help, but the only advice I really have is like you're not really going to make a change in your life until you kind of reach out and like literally just say, hey, I need some help, like can somebody help me? Other than that, the phone number's on the website, and there will always be somebody there to answer the phone. So reach out to us, let us know if there's anything we can do, and if we're not the right spot for you, we'll definitely get you to where you can get the help, because the main goal is just for people to kind of live that life they want to live. That's the main goal.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.